And one of the things, I can't show you what I'm working on for Christmas gifts for obvious reasons, but I can tell you one of the things that, here's an idea for you. Mom gave me some yarn from her stash not long ago, and so I decided that it would be a good idea to work on some, I'm just gonna make some last minute hats. And there's a lot of free patterns out there that you can get, but these little hats are great to have on hand for last minute gifts. If you're going to a party and you just want to, maybe even a hostess gift. They're good for like teacher gifts. If you want to make a head, like teacher gifts. And they're also good if you like to give to philanthropic efforts at that time of year, like for instance, to the homeless. That kind of thing is kind of fun to knit that up. And so that's what I'm working on. I'm working on a last minute hat. And I thought I'd knit up a couple of those and have them on hand just to give when I needed them, just in case something unexpected came up. And I'm using a pattern that I found online for free, and you can find a lot of those. Ravelry has them, Ravelry.com. There's some great patterns there. So I would just encourage you to look there. One thing though, I did promise you that I would do a unique gift, a knitting gift, and I wanted to show you some yarn that I had. And this is actually called Shingora.
Let's see that up close.
You're going to see that, George. But this was actually yarn I had made from his fur. George, but this was actually yarn I had made from his fur. Before you all freak out that I'm like this weird dog lady.
Scalping him or something.
Yeah, actually I am a weird dog lady, so I guess that's just not too far from the truth. But one of the things that really made this special was, George sheds a lot. He's still alive. It's not like, some weird memento of a dead dog or anything. It's like George is still alive. And he was actually a gift from my son, who rescued him and then had to move to California and couldn't keep him. And so George became my dog, and of course I'm in love with George. So there's a gal in Pennsylvania. There's several sources that you can do this with, but there's a gal in Pennsylvania. Her company's called 9 Lives Twine. If you're interested in doing anything like this at all, 9 spelled out N-I-N-E, Lives, L-I-V-E-S, Twine, T-W-I-N-E. And this is what she does. She spins yarn from animal fur. And this is what George's fur looks like, all spun. And I was able to knit a ski hat for my son from this, which was a really special Christmas gift from him.
Is it soft?
What do you think?
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
Very soft.
And supposedly dog fur is like 10 times warmer than wool. So I figured this would be a good hat for him to wear when he goes on ski trips quite a bit. Not while he's skiing, of course, because he wears the helmet. The look on his face when I gave this to him was priceless, because I said, you loved him first. And so he'll always have George with him, even though it was very hard for him to give George up when he moved to California. It really was. And then for him to acknowledge that he wasn't going to be able, originally he said, you keep him, Mom, until I get settled and find a dog walker, and then I'll get him. I'll come get him. And then he realized that with the hours that he had to keep in the small space that he has to live in California, that it wasn't feasible, that he was happier here in my backyard. And so it was hard for him to do that. So this was a meaningful gift, and I'm all about the meaningful gifts, My kids like to tease me because I like to knit so much, and they tease me about being the mom who crochets the tire cover for the back of the Jeep.
And where did you learn that?
My knitting. My mommy taught me how to knit when I was little, as a little girl.